ScareFest always sneaks up on me. It starts like a low frequency in the back of my head. A kind of static that builds until I can't ignore it anymore. The air shifts, the days get shorter, and suddenly it's time to pack up Strange Talk and head back into the chaos. This year I wanted to bring even more handmade things. Something a little bit magical. So, while on summer hiatus, I've been sitting at my desk folding paper fortune tellers. The kind you used to make in middle school to ask for shaky life advice or when you'd die. Except these fortunes are about moon phases, about planets, about elements and alchemy. Each fold creases in a little superstition. Each symbol choice hides a question you probably don't want answered. But that's the fun of it, right? And then there are the shirts. Hand-painted, bleach-stained, each one a little imperfect, much like our transmissions caught in said static. I love watching the designs burn through the fabric, ghosting into place. Working with the garage open, it smelled faintly of smoke and rain, like something half alive. Everything I make, I put a touch of my soul into. Every detail a way of saying we were here. We built this weird little corner of the world, full of ghosts, frogmen, and friends who keep chasing them with us. ScareFest isn't just another convention, it's a pilgrimage, our biggest and scariest convention of the year, a reunion of the strange. A reminder that horror can be both terrifying and comforting, because at least we're afraid together. The fortune tellers are stacked, the keychains and bracelets folded neatly into VHS clamshells. The shirts are drying, and somewhere in the distance, the ScareFest lights are already flickering on. ScareFest began in 2008, the creation of Kentucky paranormal investigators Chuck and Patty Starr, two people who believed horror and the paranormal belonged in the same conversation. Their idea was simple. Build a space where ghost hunters and gore fans could swap stories under the same flickering lights. Over time, that spark grew into a juggernaut. When the stars retired, Brandon and Nicole Griffith stepped in to keep the show alive and growing. 18 years and 17 shows later, counting the one lost to COVID, ScareFest has become a cornerstone of October in Lexington. It's a mix of horror icons, paranormal exhibits, and the late-night camaraderie of a 3 a.m. Waffle House visit after a horror double feature at the drive-in. Every year it expands, but the heart stays the same. Kentucky roots, community-driven, and proudly spooky. ScareFest always feels like a dream, or a nightmare, you have to remember. One where the walls are covered in horror posters, the air smells like popcorn and vinyl, and every person you pass is someone you've heard screaming in your favorite movie. This year it felt good to be back. After Mothman Festival, I didn't think I'd be moving this fast again so soon. The car accident a month ago really slowed things down, and truthfully, I wasn't sure if I'd make it to ScareFest at all. But that's the thing about this community. When you start to falter, people show up. So this year, I had a lot of help. Friends stepping in, lifting boxes, running errands, handling setup, and keeping me laughing when my body wanted to quit. It's humbling. Sometimes the monsters aren't the point. It's the people who face them with you. We once again shared a booth with our friends over at the Bloodlust and Bourbon podcast. Troy and Steven handled the logistics again this year, and if you've ever wrangled a vendor table during a convention, you know it's a chore. Our booth was posted across from Brett Gray, an incredible charcoal artist I've been lucky to run into before at Villainous Gaming Pub's art markets. His work looks like it's been pulled straight from smoke. Faces fading out of ash, monsters made of shadow. Watching him draw between customers was hypnotic. Every line feels like it's about to crawl off the page. And then, a couple aisles over, I met Feralore, a coven based out of Louisville with what might have been my favorite booth of the entire convention. It looked like something out of a Southern Gothic fairy tale. Strings of dried herbs, flickering fake candles, tiny glass bottles labeled in curling handwriting, and dolls, the haunted kind that don't need to move to make you uneasy. Their space felt alive yet haunted, buzzing, like every charm and bundle on the table was quietly whispering to itself. I bought a protection oil from them. It has coal in it, from Bloody Harlem. That's not just a poetic name. Harlem was the site of brutal labor conflicts over union rights and fair wages. People literally fought and died for the right to be treated as human. It's one of those stories woven into the land here, part of Kentucky's spine. That history doesn't stay buried. You can still feel it in the ground, in the towns, in the people. Even in 2019, when Black Jewel went bankrupt and miners were suddenly left unpaid, families set up blockades on the railroad tracks. 3 months of protest echoing those old struggles, a haunting, but one of justice, not horror. So when I wear that oil, I think of that, of protection as something earned, not just bought. Speaking of history, ScareFest this year broke records, an estimated 35,000 people walking the floor. That's a lot of haunted hearts under one roof. Fans lined up hoping to catch a glimpse of Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger himself, or legends like Barbara Crampton and Jeffrey Combs. Everywhere you turned, someone was wearing a mask, a scream, or a smile. Sometimes all three at once. It's wild to think how big this community's gotten. What started as a small horror con has turned into something that fills Lexington like a thunderstorm. Humming with energy, lightning bright with creativity, you can feel the pulse of it in the air. The cosplayers, the artists, the filmmakers, the believers, everyone here is chasing their own little piece of the strange. For me, it's always about connection. Whether it's chatting with a listener who found the show during a sleepless night, or someone bringing us their first ghost story on a shaky phone recording. It reminds me why Strange Talk exists in the first place. To give the weird a voice. To remind people they're not alone when the world feels unexplainable. Again, ScareFest isn't just a horror convention. It's a gathering of storytellers. Every booth, every autograph, every sketch or crystal or tattered VHS tape is someone's way of saying, I saw something in the dark and I made art out of it. And that's beautiful. Somewhere between the mask vendors and the film booths, I met Earl, a haunt actor from Wicked World's Scareground. Covered in full makeup, looking like something that crawled straight out of a Kentucky cemetery. He turned out to be one of the kindest people I've ever met at a convention. He told me the history of their haunt, how it started small, grew wild, and took on a life of its own. And right in the middle of this story, someone's dog trotted up. It was amazing. This terrifying blood-soaked character just lit up as the dog tried to lick his fake wounds clean. Pure joy under all that gore. Moments like that are why I love ScareFest. It's horror, heart, and a little bit of wholesome chaos all at once. All with the background of Wes, one of the organizers, over the loudspeaker, constantly repeating, "This is your last call," which I had nightmares about afterwards. And then there was Chris Harmon, a MUFON member who stopped by our booth just to say hello and talk aliens for a while. He had that spark in his eye, the kind you only see in someone who's looked up at the night sky a few too many times and started to wonder. We briefly talked about sightings, abductions, what it means to still search for answers in a world that wants to explain everything away. It's those kinds of conversations that make these conventions special, because sometimes the real encounters don't happen in the dark. They happen across a vendor table, under fluorescent lights, surrounded by thousands of believers. And of course, ScareFest wouldn't be complete without running into a few old friends. I got to see my pal, the Somerset Mothman, complete with his wonderful glowing lamp, who took second place in the costume contest this year. They're a beacon, literally and metaphorically. I also ran into Jerry and Mark, two filmmakers I've known for years and have done remote viewing experiments with. It's wild how the strange keeps circling back, one convention, one project, one uncanny coincidence at a time. And between all that, I snapped photos of some incredible costumes. Monsters, ghosts, slashers, and some fantastic original characters, one of which had a smaller hat under their hat, and I lost it. You can see all the photos on our Instagram at Strange Shock Radio, where the spooky never quite sleeps. As the weekend wound down, my body was exhausted, but my mind was electric. Every time I think I've seen it all, ScareFest proves me wrong. There's always something new waiting around the corner, a forgotten film, a local legend, or just another friend who speaks fluent strange. Huge thanks again to Troy and Steven from Bloodlust and Bourbon for being the booth MVPs and helping with the heavy lifting. And to everyone who helped make this weekend possible while I'm still getting back on my feet, including Janelle and Mallory, who sat with me the whole time, even when my mind was gone. Courtney, who helped me paint the fortune tellers. I truly couldn't have done it without you all. I mentioned earlier that ScareFest always sneaks up on me, and it's kind of like a jump scare. You spend 3 heart-pounding days surrounded by stories, laughter, ghosts, and then suddenly, it's quiet again. Just the road, the radio, and the hum of the tires carrying you home. But the strange doesn't end when the lights go out. It lingers in the art we bring back, the people we meet, the stories waiting to be told. Thanks for keeping the signal alive. And as always, stay curious, stay haunted, and stay strange.
I think it's really